There has apparently been a shooting, there's an active shooting at a New York hospital, and a number of people are reported wounded. Hello, everyone. Okay, so I think you can see me, you can hear me. So basically, we're just getting this in. I'm going to show you the details that are coming in right now online. Bronx Lebanon Hospital, New York. Reportedly, a gunman dressed as a doctor with an M16 rifle. Numerous people shot. Gunman not in custody yet. Let's look. I'm going to look at Twitter for a second and show you some of the tweets that I've been seeing here as they come in. So I'm just going to get on my Twitter feed. There's a bunch of stuff on my Twitter feed, so hold on one second. Let me go to this and show you here. So if you look at BNO News here, their first tweet on this was, several people shot at Bronx Lebanon Hospital in New York City, police confirm. Then they tweeted, gunmen who opened fire at Bronx Lebanon Hospital is believed to be wearing a doctor's coat, suspect not in custody. So we've seen a couple of these reports that this reported shooter at the hospital, Bronx Lebanon Hospital, is wearing a doctor's coat. Sorry, I'm just going to pop out the chat here so I can see some of your comments. The best place to reach me, though, while we're on the air is at Lookner on Twitter, at Lookner on Twitter. Maybe you'll find some tweets about this, too. Feel free to share them with me so I can share the news on the air. Also, BNO News tweeted 7 minutes ago, active shooter, New York City, Bronx Lebanon Hospital, multiple people shot, suspect not yet in custody. Again, reports that this person was wearing a doctor's coat. I saw reports that they were carrying an M16 rifle. Let me show you some of the other reports I've seen here from some of my feeds. This is from a breaking update from Breaking 911. Possibly more victims on upper floors. Suspect armed with M16 dressed as doctor. That's kind of frightening. And don't know, even let's say this is true. Nothing's confirmed yet. With breaking news, you always have to take everything with a grain of salt. But if the person is dressed as a doctor, that we don't know if this is terrorism. It could be just a person who knew somebody who worked at the hospital who had a grudge. Could be somebody who's just a crazy person. So really don't know about any of this. Just following it right now. It's all coming in. Let me just keep checking my feed here. This is from Sky News News Desk. They say multiple people have been shot at the Bronx Lebanon Hospital. That's from police in New York. Let's see here. There were some more tweets here. This is another one from Breaking News Live. Supposedly, suspect is an MB. I don't know if that means male black. I can't tell. Maybe it means male black. 6 feet, armed with a large M16 rifle, dressed with a white lab coat. We've heard a number of reports this person is dressed as a doctor. Could it be somebody who works there? Maybe they're dressed as a doctor because they are a doctor or they do work there. I wanted to show you real quick. We're seeing reports of M16 rifle, if that's the case. Let's just do a quick search so you can see what an M16 is. M16 rifle, I'm going to Wikipedia page here. That's an M16 rifle. So if that's what he's using, that's a real serious weapon. But these are just reports we've seen that this person's using an M16 rifle. Again, we're covering reportedly a shooting at the Bronx Lebanon Hospital in New York City. We have, look at this, from Terror Events, they said 14 minutes ago, air support requested. They also said Terror Events, preliminary report, sorry, I can't get this on the screen right now, 5 to 6 wounded, including 3 doctors. Let me get that on the screen if I can. Right there. Can that show up? Preliminary report from Terror Events, they say 5 to 6 wounded, including 3 doctors. So lots we don't know about this right now. This information is just coming in. If you have like a feed or a tweet or some new information about this, feel free to give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner, or you can email me. The address is on the screen, steve.lookner@rsbn.tv. Let me just go to my feed here. I have some other things I want to check and just see if there's anything new. I'm getting this information. Well, here we go. Terror Events says, sorry, if you can see it there. Let me, right up there. Shooter, possibly an ex-employee of the hospital. So that's the first report I've seen of that. It says possibly, though, so we don't know. We don't know. Whoa. This is new. Breaking news. Reports from officers of potentially several people stabbed on the 17th floor. Command is working to confirm this report with ESU. So What do we know? We know there are reports of a shooting at the Bronx Lebanon Hospital, multiple people injured, reports that several doctors are wounded, reports that the person had an M16, reports that the shooter is wearing some kind of doctor's uniform, reports that maybe the shooter is somebody who works at the hospital or worked at the hospital. All of this coming in right now, trying to get you the latest information. If you have new information, feel free to give me a shout. Twitter is the best place to reach me, at Lookner, at Lookner. I'm just going to check some other sources here. AP is reporting it now. That's theirs. I want to check another source, which might be helpful. Give me 1 second here. Okay, I'm going to pull up. Give me 1 sec, guys. I'm going to pull up here another source that will, I think, be quite helpful here. I think Reddit Live is doing a stream on this, so I can pull up them as another source of news in addition to all my usual sources. So we are just getting this in. A shooter. Okay, let me show you this. This is from the Reddit live stream. Reddit live stream is reporting. They are saying, we are seeing several tweets from verified reporters saying that the shooter is possibly neutralized, but we are just searching for verification. Please stand by. News outlets are reporting that the shooter is a former employee and known to staff. So that is new. Fox is saying, and Fox News is reporting this too, if you can see here. Fox News has reported that reports are saying shooter is a former employee known to staff. So let me get that up there. 3 doctors, New York Times is reporting 3 doctors were shot inside the Bronx Lebanon Hospital in the Bronx, according to a fire department official. So 3 doctors shot. We also have CNN saying from 15 minutes ago, we're not sure if they're treating this as a terrorist event, but they certainly are acting like it's serious. There are hostage negotiators on site. It seems, at least from these initial reports, oops, sorry, you can't, could you see that? There you go, it was up top there. From these initial reports, it looks like possibly this is not terrorism, but it is a disgruntled employee of some sort or something like this. Not just, maybe the person's crazy, but we're hearing some reports that the shooter's been neutralized. Some reports this is a former employee. I'm just going to check and try to get some more information for you. John Hill just sent me a tweet saying, report of smoke coming up from 16th floor by New York's WPIX 11, PIX 11. That's a report from PIX 11 about smoke coming from the 16th floor. Again, if you would like to write in, if you have any updates like John Hill just did, shoot me a tweet or a message on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. This is Right Side Broadcasting. We are covering this breaking news. This shooting at a New York hospital. All right, so breaking N Live, I'm not going to show that because they're showing a picture of somebody really quick. I'm going to show it real quick. They're saying that's a picture of a gunman, but I have not had that confirmed, and often those pictures are not correct, so I'm not going to keep showing that, but there is a picture floating around. Fox News, again, is saying report shooter is a former employee of hospital. Breaking 911, their latest tweet is, mass shooting at Bronx Lebanon Hospital, 4 people shot, 3 are doctors. Now, if this is true that 4 people are shot and 3 are doctors, that maybe suggests this is like targeted at people this person knew, because, there's obviously a lot of people at a hospital who are not doctors. So if you shoot 4 people and 3 of them are doctors, it sounds like you were targeting the doctors. Suspect wearing lab coat. Now, they're saying, breaking 911, the suspect is a former doctor at a hospital armed with an M16. So if all this is true, now we don't know if all this is true, what it looks like might be happening is that a former doctor at the hospital went to the hospital and shot current doctors at the hospital. Now, maybe there are other people shot as well, but these are the reports we're seeing, which is horrible. So we'll just keep waiting to get more information in here. Let me see if there's anything else new on the Reddit feed. NYC Mayor's Office is saying the mayor has been briefed on the shooting incident at Bronx Lebanon Hospital. The NYPD is on scene. They also say, we continue to monitor for more reports. There are some indications that the shooter has been neutralized, but so far no direct confirmation from NYPD. If in the area, it is advised to shelter or listen to police announcements. Now let me see if I can find something about the shooter being neutralized. If I do a search on Twitter, I sort of want to do this and say shooter neutralized. What will come up here? Okay, this is from a journalist, Carmine Sabia, journalist, radio show host. He says, Bronx Lebanon Hospital shooter dressed in white coat has been neutralized. Fire appears to be minor. Many people shot. So, don't know if this is true or not. This is one of the reports saying that the shooter is neutralized. However, you know, I saw reports that there might have been shootings on multiple floors, and perhaps the initial reports of 3 doctors shot, one non-doctor shot, that could have been from one area. I hope this is not the case, but perhaps there are more people who were shot there on different floors. I'm looking for other reports. So I saw that reports. But nothing confirmed about the shooter neutralized, so I'm just looking for more here. Federal, this is the person who just tweeted that out. Federal ATF agents heading to Bronx Lebanon Hospital. Shooter reported to be a former employee. Again, we are covering this shooting. Apparently what has happened is a former employee of the Bronx Lebanon Hospital in New York City has gone into the hospital and shot a number of people, including several doctors, with an M16 rifle. That's at least the information we're getting in. We're hearing some reports that this shooter might be neutralized, but that's not confirmed yet. This is Right Side Broadcasting. If you find any kind of new information, new tweets, new video that you find, feel free to share it with us here. I'm happy to show it on the air and help everybody, see what you're seeing. You know, we like you to cover the news with us. You can give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. See if I'm going to check and see if there's more information here. I'm looking at my normal sources. Nothing new over the last 15 minutes or so about this. There's the Reddit stream. I will keep checking other sources here. John Hill says CBS reports the shooter is down. That's John Hill said that. I'm going to check a couple of other things here. Okay, new from New York City alerts. One of the people shot in Bronx Lebanon Hospital has died. That's from New York City alerts. You can see that on your screen right now. Okay, trying to get more information about this for you. I'm checking my various sources here and seeing what comes up. If you have anything, feel free to give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. Let's, real quick, I want to show you something about Bronx Lebanon Hospital so you know where it is. I'd like to know exactly where it is. Bronx Lebanon Hospital. We're going to open up Google Maps here. And show you real quick. Oops. Well, it's in the Bronx. There's Manhattan down at the bottom left. And if we do Bronx, Lebanon, oops, that's not the one I wanted. Bronx Lebanon Hospital. There it is right there. So you can see in relation to Manhattan, Manhattan is down there. You see Central Park down in the lower left. And Bronx Lebanon Hospital, well, now my face is covering it up, but there it is up there. So that's where it is. Okay, any more information on this? And, you know, a real big question right now, well, big questions, is the shooter neutralized yet? Are there people hurt or shot on other floors? We don't know that yet. We heard there might be some smoke coming from the building. Haven't heard confirmation of that. Breaking 911 is saying scene remains active here. Let me show you a couple things I just saw on my Twitter feed here. Breaking 911 says scene remains active. Gunmen at large. That's what they're saying. And this is about a minute ago. Now also we have here, looks like a shot from outside the hospital there with a bunch of ambulances and police cars. Gunman opens fire. Oh, gunman is dead. Okay, now this is just in. BNO News is reporting, look at that. Gunman who opened fire at a hospital in New York City is dead. Police confirm. That's from BNO News. So it looks like the gunman is dead, according to BNO News. That just in here. We're seeing this, Breaking N Live is reporting that too. NYPD source is telling CNN that 4 to 6 people are believed to be wounded. So we will keep an eye on this. If you get any information about this, feel free to give a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. JC writes in, Steve, if it was an M16, only the military of M16s, the civilian equivalent is the AR-15, which is practically the just no full auto, practically the same, just no full auto and ammo capacity, unless you illegally modify the AR-15. Love you, thank you, and RSBN. Thank you, JC, for writing that in for that clarification. Linda just wrote in and said, Fox News also saying the shooter is dead now. J.M. Torville writes in and says, suspect has been confirmed dead by NYPD, was a former doctor at the hospital. Thank you, J.M. Torville. Right Side Broadcasting, by the way, we do this kind of coverage of breaking news all the time. So if you want to be alerted whenever we do breaking news coverage like this, the 2 ways to do that are subscribe to us on YouTube and hit the notifications bell when you subscribe. And that way, whenever we do a live video like this, you'll get a notification. Also, you can follow us and like us on Facebook, because we go to Facebook with these breaking news updates as well. So I know people on Facebook are watching now, as well as people on YouTube. Still trying to get more information updates. Reportedly, the shooter is dead. J. Peter Donald, you can see that one shooter is deceased at the hospital. That's from J. Peter Donald, who tweeted that out. One shooter, so I don't know. Maybe they're hedging. Maybe they're not. They don't want to confirm yet that there was only one shooter. Julie H. says, scanner reported gunman shot himself on 17th floor. One of our viewers, Julie H., I guess was listening on a scanner and said gunman shot himself on 17th floor. Sorry, to clarify, Julie H. says she listened to it on Broadcastify a few minutes ago. Yeah, I did hear that there was a police, some kind of feed, a feed of their, what do you call that? I can't remember the term of it, but you can get live feeds of like the police radios and stuff like that sometimes. And Julie said on Broadcastify she heard that the gunman shot himself on the 17th floor. Let's see. So we're hearing multiple sources say that the shooter is dead. We'd like to get more about what's going on inside that hospital. We heard one person died. Not sure on number of people shot at the moment. Not sure if there might be people on other floors. So we are trying to find all this out. If you have any more information, give me a shout at Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. Let's see. No identification. We've heard rumors about who the shooter is. We've heard rumors they were a former employee. Saw a couple reports saying it was a black male, but we don't know this for sure. So just trying to get confirmation of some of this stuff right now. But feel free to give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner if you hear anything, and I can share it with everybody else out there watching right now. This all happened very fast. I mean, initial reports about this came in about 20 minutes ago. and it wasn't being covered anywhere. And we came on the air, and now I see the main, CNN's covering it, and all the other mainstream channels are covering it. CNN is also saying the shooter is dead. By the way, Brian Perkins, thank you for a donation. Brian says RSBN better than any mainstream media network. Thank you, Brian. For those of you who haven't watched us before, we are viewer supported. We rely on viewers for donations. So if after this whole thing, after this broadcast, if you say, hey, I like your breaking news coverage, the way to donate is to go to rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate, or you can do what Brian did. We have there's a dollar sign below the chat room on YouTube, and you can donate there. We don't really like asking for donations during a story like this, obviously, but Brian donated, so I want to say thank you. Okay, can we get more information here? All we know the gunman is dead. We know this happened at a hospital. We know that, we know those two things. We've heard lots of reporting that this gunman is a former employee, not sure whether he's a doctor or not. We heard reports that he had an M16 rifle. One of our viewers was suggesting maybe it was an AR-15 because only military would have M16. We've heard reports that a number of doctors were shot. We heard reports that one person's confirmed dead. We don't know if other people were shot on other floors, so we don't know the extent of this shooting. So we're really trying to get this information in here as fast as we can and get it to you. So when you hear me silent, that means I'm checking different sources and trying to get you more information. Sky News Newsbreak is saying a fire department official says 3 doctors have been shot and their condition is unknown. And they're showing, I'm seeing footage on TV, which is there's a lot of police and ambulances outside of that hospital right now in the Bronx. By the way, Jerry just made a donation. Jerry000G made a donation. Thank you very much, Jerry. That's very kind of you. That'll help us just stay on the air and do more breaking news coverage like this. Again, we're Right Side Broadcasting. I'm Steve Lookner, covering this shooting at a New York hospital. Apparently, the shooter is dead, perhaps by a self-inflicted gunshot wound, but there's a lot we don't know, and we're trying to get more information for you. You've been very helpful in sending in links so far and information. If you have more information, feel free to share it with me. I am at Lookner on Twitter, at LOOKNER. Also, I do post a lot about breaking news stuff and cover a lot of breaking news on my Twitter, so feel free, if you follow breaking news a lot, feel free to follow me on Twitter. And Right Side Broadcasting on Twitter is at RSB Network. Okay. Still, it's like, okay, so CNN is now saying 4 to 6 people believed wounded, and shooter believed to be a former hospital employee. So that's similar to other information we've been hearing so far. And just not a good story. Not a good story at all, this story here. And we'd like to just get more details about it. Oh, and Brian Perkins, thank you, Brian. Brian just made a donation. He's a former Marine, and thank you for your service, Brian. Thank you for your donation. And Links the Dawn just made a donation as well. Thank you guys so much for your support, and just that you help us be on the air and cover these kind of things, and give you another place to watch this breaking news besides the mainstream media. Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm really just looking around at my sources. There was all this information coming in really quickly, and I'm checking various sources on my computers here, and things have kind of slowed down, so I just would like to get more for you. And thank you. Gossamer just shared the information that we'd already reported, that the shooter was reportedly found dead on the 17th floor, and supposedly self-inflicted gunshot wound. But, we would like to know more about who this person is, how many people exactly were shot. Hopefully not too many. Hopefully they're in okay condition. We don't know. We're waiting to get all this stuff in. I'm seeing there's shots on TV of a lot of police with long guns walking around the scene. And this hospital, again, I'll show you real quickly. This hospital is located, there's Manhattan at the bottom left, with that Central Park, that big green area, and north of that is the Bronx. You can see north of Yankee Stadium is Bronx Lebanon Hospital Center. You see where the red dot is up there. So that's where this took place. And he's my prez. Just sent me a local feed. Let me go back to me for 1 second and check out this local feed for a second, and maybe I'll throw this on the air if they have any new video. And I'll see. Hold on a second. Noah Velez sent me a tweet from BuzzFeed News, and some people were barricaded inside rooms. Some information we've already gotten before. Hold on, I want to get this feed somebody sent me of a local feed. I want to see what that is. Maybe I'll show it to you. All right, so I'll show this to you quickly, if it's working. It's not really working right now. What I was looking at is there's a CBS 2 local feed up there, but it's a person outside. But there's not really great video from that right now. So I'll keep an eye on that feed for you, and I'll let you know if anything interesting is happening. By the way, Carl Peterson just made a donation. Said thank you RSBN for the honest reporting. Thank you, Carl. And Terry Robin just made a donation. Thank you so much. We just use that money to stay on the air. We're viewer supported here to bring you this breaking news coverage and other coverage like this. And again, if you do follow breaking news and you like having a channel online to turn to for breaking news coverage, we cover breaking news all the time here, all times of day or night. If you want to know when we're coming on the air, subscribe to us on YouTube. Click the notifications bell when you do, and or follow and like us on Facebook. And if you have any more information, we're still trying to get information about this shooting. Feel free to reach out to me. I'm at Lookner on Twitter. Reach out to me, let me know, and I can share your information with everybody watching. And there's definitely more information to be gotten here about this. Okay, and this is and information's been very slow, and I know that because one source I use is in a situation like this. Oops, I'm sorry, I should be showing this on the air. Reddit live stream. They usually have a lot of up-to-date information, and they haven't had anything in 10 minutes. And I'm checking my other sources too, and it's trickling in. So, Brian Perkins writes in, do you think Democrats will push for gun control because of this? I don't know, I feel like there's a tendency to not to want to politicize these kind of things when they happen, unless when that terrible shooting happened, was it in Connecticut where all the little kids got shot? That it seems like if something like that happens, then you might see more push right afterwards for gun control. But I feel like in the immediate aftermath of shootings like this, if it's not like the hugest event, I mean, this is obviously a terrible, tragic event. But what I'm saying is I think there's a tendency to not want to politicize it in the immediate aftermath. Maybe in a couple days or tomorrow, you might hear some tweets about it. But I think the people who were for gun control are going to be equally for it after this. So I don't think it'll be necessarily a huge push, but I might be wrong because it's such a big national news story right now. So maybe you'll hear people this afternoon and tonight talking about gun control. I don't know. It's a good question. Okay. Oh well. All right. So this is new. This is from Sky News Desk. Sky News News Desk. The AP says, law enforcement official says, the gunman at New York City's Bronx Lebanon Hospital was wearing a lab coat and concealed a rifle inside it. Now, given that they reportedly were a former employee, that they just have this lab coat, was it their employee lab coat they had? Also, you got to wonder, is there a metal detector there? Maybe there isn't, but if there is, does that person, because they're a former employee, know some kind of way to get around it? They probably know the hospital pretty well if they're a former employee. So, a bunch of questions still to be answered about this. Now, Mother Teresa Jones is saying shooter is known Libyan provocateur. I have not heard that report anywhere else, Mother Teresa Jones. So I'm not going to read the name you've supplied. All I've heard is that from reports were that this is a former employee. But this might not be true. The former employee thing might not be true. We often hear when breaking news happens, there are these reports, and then they turn out to not be true. So take everything with a grain of salt. By the way, thank you. Thomas Matthews made a generous donation to our channel on the YouTube broadcast. Thank you. And I'll just say, again, Just so people who've just turned in, we're not saying thank you for the donations so we can go out and spend this money on like vacations. We just use the money because we're a viewer-supported channel, Right Side Broadcasting. So the donations are what keeps us on the air. And if later, like tonight or tomorrow, you feel like you like having this option for breaking news, the ways to donate are rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate, or in the YouTube chat room. There's a dollar sign at the bottom of the chat room. You can click on that. Okay, let's get back to the news. No to the Mark says, I hope this shooting at Bronx Lebanon Hospital accelerates the reciprocity bill. I'm not sure what that is. More armed good guys are needed. Thanks, RSBN. So in addition, we love when you send us news tips when we're covering breaking news. So if you hear any news about this, give me a shout on Twitter if you'd like, at Lookner, at Lookner. But you can also feel free. Another thing we do here at Right Side Broadcasting is we let you share your views, whatever they are. So if you want to have a comment and have it be on the air, as long as it's clean, write to me at Lookner on Twitter, at Lookner, and I'll read your comment on the air. Andrea O writes in, I don't have cable, so it's your breaking news alerts that helps me stay current on events as they happen. Thanks, Steve and RSBN. You're welcome, Andrea O. We're happy to bring you these updates on breaking news whenever they happen. We bring them to you. You don't have to have cable to watch us. JC just sent me the Fox Phoenix stream, Fox 10 Phoenix. So I'm going to check that out in a second. Let me go back to... hold on a second. So first of all, I shouted at you. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, that was impolite. Please hold on a second while we read this. We are from Reddit Live says we are waiting to hear any official casualty numbers from this incident. It appears to have been a disgruntled ex-employee and not a terrorist incident. The suspect has been confirmed, neutralized, and things are starting to calm down. We will continue to monitor and post updates for the next while. Maybe there'll be a press conference. We'll try to bring that to you if we can. I want to get. Let me go back to me full for a second, and I want to check something out here. What's going on here? Let's show you a little bit of this, if I can. I'm going to try to show you a little bit of this. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can make this work. Sorry, there was no volume. I apologize. So I was just giving you a taste of that feed that CBS Local is doing in New York. You can go to CBS 2 Local and check out their feed. They're doing some interviews with people outside the broadcast. And there's another feed I'm going to check out in a second. I just want to see if there's any more news here for you. Somebody wanted me to check out the Fox. JC, I think, wrote in. Hold on one sec, folks, and I'm going to get this other feed up on the air, or try to get it up on the air. Here it is. So another, if just to give you a taste of what else is being covered here on the web, Fox 10 Phoenix has an overhead shot, so they have that going on right now. So you can look at Fox 10 Phoenix if you want to see an overhead shot. You can go to them. That's the hospital right there. Let's go back to this feed here. Oh, okay. Let's show you this video now. I'm going to show you this. Let's see what this is. This NBC News just posted this video. It says, former NYPD Commissioner Bratton, incident appears to be a workplace violence, disgruntled former employee. Let's see what the video actually is here.
There are 2 million reported workplace violence incidents every year in the United States. This would appear to be as it's unfolding, a workplace violence.
I'm sorry, I had my mic on. Let me mute my mic and I'll play that again. Okay, so former NYPD Commissioner Bratton thinks it's workplace violence. We have that information. One shooter is deceased. We're trying to get you more here. Andrew Sover writes in, you should mention these random types of incidents mainly happen in Democratic-run areas. I have no idea if that's true, but that is Andrew Sover's view. Brian Perkins says, wouldn't this still be considered an act of terrorism? I feel that news networks only apply that to groups and not to individuals. So, you know, I think with terrorism, the general definition of terrorism is that it's got to be for some kind of political cause. You're support, you know, like I'm supporting the Palestinians, or I'm supporting white supremacy, or I'm supporting some other racist supremacy. I'm supporting Islamic supremacy, or I'm supporting blankety blank. I mean, it could be anything. Pick your cause. It could be any cause. But if it's a disgruntled employee just mad about his work, which we don't know if this is, but if that's what it is, that would not be considered terrorism as I understand terrorism. Oh, hold on a second. I'm sorry. So I guess there was no sound. I see. There was a problem here. I showed this video and then there was no sound because I see what went on. So let me show you the video one more time with sound. I figured. Thank you, Jude. Just sent me a text saying, "Hey, we weren't hearing sound on the video." So I'm gonna fix that. I see what went wrong. Hold on a second.
Information. We want to show you. This is a live picture now in the Bronx, near the Bronx Lebanon Hospital.
There are 2 million reported workplace violence incidents every year in the United States. This would appear to be, as it's unfolding, a workplace violence disgruntled former employee rather than terrorist. But that's part of what the subsequent investigation will seek to determine with accuracy.
All right, former NYPD Commissioner Bratton, thank you for your insight.
So hopefully you could hear it that time. Sorry, I had a screwed up setting, so you weren't hearing the sound from the video before. Okay, so this is just in. Former Dr. Henry Michael Bello. Former Dr. Henry Michael Bello identified as the shooting suspect, NYPD confirms. Now this is, I have to confess, I was thinking if it was a former employee, maybe it was not a doctor. I mean, a doctor, I guess I just feel a doctor is less, maybe this is unwarranted, but I feel a doctor is less likely to do such a shooting because they've gone under all these years of training to become a doctor, and maybe that suggests that they're less likely to shoot somebody, but that might just be wrong. So, but wow, it's former Dr. Henry Michael Bello. He had a rifle, says ABC News, former employee. And okay, Steve Lacey is reporting here. Let me get this up on the screen. Steve Lacey says the gunman is Dr. Henry Bello, recently let go by hospital. That is the first time I've seen that report. Recently let go by hospital. Practiced family medicine. Shot 4 to 6 people, including 2 doctors. This is all just in. Wow. Very tragic. Tragic, if this is all true. So we're getting this report. Former Dr. Henry Bello. I'm going to do a quick search and see if I can find more information about this person. That's quite sad. Killed at least 1 person. Now I'm seeing a picture. I'm going to show this picture, but just know that, You know, sometimes these pictures turn out wrong, but we've had a couple different sources show this picture of this supposed doctor. So I can also do a Google search. Let me do that first. I'm going to be a responsible journalist and do a Google search. Ready? Doctor. We'll see if we can find out for ourselves. Bello. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Bello. Google Images. There's that one picture. So this is just breaking 911. They have this picture of Henry Bello. I don't know if that's an accurate picture. So I'm just letting you know. A couple sources have said that's Dr. Henry Bello. I personally have no idea. I haven't seen this confirmed yet. I haven't found it anywhere else on the web. So that's a picture that Breaking 911 is showing, supposedly, of Dr. Henry Bello. I don't want to have it on the screen too long because I don't know if it's accurate, but that's from Breaking News 911. Okay, we are still covering this shooting here in New York. If you have any information on it, feel free to give me a shout. If you find any new updates online, give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. Coconuts, you sent me the same picture of Dr. Henry Bello, but I think that person might have gotten it from the same source. So I haven't seen it confirmed anywhere yet, that picture. So it looks like we have a workplace violence incident where a former doctor who was recently let go, Dr. Henry Bello. Oh, this person says Bellow. All right, I'll have to look that up. This person says Henry Bello, Ballow. A former doctor recently let go by hospital came into the hospital with a rifle hidden under a white coat, a lab coat, a doctor's coat, or something, and sorry, I want to turn that off. And shot 4 to 6 people, including a couple of doctors. So, awaiting to hear more information on this incident. John Hill says, according to CBS Chicago, the doctor's Henry Michael Bello, a 45-year-old family medicine doctor. Henry Michael Bello. I'd like to do one more search and see if I can find anything. Dr. Henry Bello. I will say this though, it's a little odd because when I Google Dr. Bello, I don't see many links. I'm going to tweet out about that right now. Sorry, I think it's important to tweet out about it, but I'll let you watch as I tweet. See if I can find, where is that tweet from Breaking 911? Sorry, as you watch me scroll down. There we go. If you not sure about this name, because if you Google Dr. Henry Bello, nothing really comes up. That's my tweet. I'm doing a little independent reporting there. There you have it. So I would think, now I could be wrong. I'm not saying the person's wrong. I'm just saying I would think, normally when I Google a doctor, you get a bunch of websites with the doctor on it. So it's a little odd to me that there's nothing that comes up. Mayor will hold a press conference shortly. So this is Josh Haskell. That's the scene outside of the New York hospital. And it says, scene outside Bronx, Lebanon Hospital Center, mayor press conference shortly. Try to put that on the air when it happens. See what CBS is showing real quick.
Yep.
Nope, they're not doing very well, CBS. Maybe they're overwhelmed with people watching their stream. Just want to give you a little taste of what they're showing right now. All right, their stream is having some issues. Let me go back to me for 1 second. I want to get something else up on the screen. Okay, still trying to get more information about this. Okay. Now, this is interesting. Sorry. Shimon Prokopets says there are 5 other victims in the South Bronx, Lebanon hospital shooting, in addition to the shooting suspect and the woman found dead near him. Now that raises, when I see woman found dead near him, I just wonder, this raises the possibility, could this be a domestic violence as well? That's something I think when I see this. So I'm actually going to say something about this. I'll leave this up there, but I actually want to. Oops, I want to send a little tweet out. Just says, sorry. I'm going to leave that up there. His name is at Shimon Pro. Because to me, you know, a lot of people are immediately saying this is definitely a disgruntled employee. But I remember a month or two ago, there was a shooting at a school where a couple kids got shot. And what happened is a guy went in there and it was like his ex-girlfriend or his girlfriend or his wife and shot her. And the kids got caught in the crossfire. So I need to know more before I'm convinced this is definitely disgruntled employee. Now, it could have been. I mean, he was reportedly recently let go. So give me 1 second here. Okay, we're trying to get more information here about this. Supposedly the mayor is supposed to speak soon. New York City Alert says a high-ranking NYPD official tells us none of the responding police officers and EMS units suffered injuries, which is a good thing. Right Side Broadcasting, we are covering the shooting, trying to get more information on it. We're hearing, I know CNN's reporting at least 1 killed and 5 wounded. Former doctor reportedly. And he committed suicide also reportedly at the end of the shooting incident. And if you have more information, feel free to give me a shout on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner. Now somebody wrote in, Holly Sharp, and said, found Dr. Henry Bello, MD, Bronx. That could be it. It's so odd because when I searched, I didn't get any of this. Interesting. So, you know, maybe it was maybe I have to search Henry Bello, MD. Hold on a second. I'm going to let you watch me do this as I do it. Oh, there we go. All right, it does come up. Thank you. So I guess I had to search Henry Bello, MD. Time for me to delete the tweet I sent out before. Thank you, Holly Sharp. I stand corrected. Bye-bye, old tweet. Now, we're still not sure of the name. We haven't had that confirmed by anyone. But, and Brian Perkins just said Brian Perkins just made a donation. Thank you, Brian. He also said he sent me info. Check my Twitter. I will check Brian now. Let's see here. Yes, Brian also sent me a. Oh, I wonder what's the address of the Bronx of the Lebanon Bronx Lebanon Hospital? Hold on a second. Let's go back there so you can look at that. Sorry, a lot going on right now. No, that's not right. Anyways, though, I just saw another document sent to me by Brian that there is Brian Perkins, that there is a Dr. Henry Bello in the Bronx. So there is somebody there of that name. Ryan writes in, RIP to the victims, and I hope everyone makes a speedy recovery. The sad thing is the mayor and liberals will use this as a political weapon to go after the Second Amendment. That's the view of our viewer, Ryan. Also, what is this here? A viewer says, not sure if this is anything, not a leftist writes in, not sure if this is anything to this, but if you Google the doctor's name, there's an AR-15 thread that Google is showing that was indexed 3 days ago. I don't know anything about why Google shows certain things, so I can't say, but thank you, not a leftist, for writing in. Checking your other information you've sent me here. Still covering this breaking news, trying to get more information in about what exactly happened here. Perhaps a press conference from the mayor coming up soon. If you have new information, a bunch of you have been sending me helpful links, which I've been sharing with everybody. You can send them to me at Twitter, at Lookner, at Lookner. I do a lot of breaking news coverage on my Twitter, so feel free to follow me as well. And Right Side Broadcasting's Twitter is at RSB Network. We are Right Side Broadcasting. We cover this breaking news. We're covering this breaking news live, as we cover all big breaking news stories. So if you want to follow breaking news and have another channel to follow it on, subscribe to us on YouTube and click the notifications bell when you subscribe, and that way you will get notified whenever we go on with a breaking news story. Also, you can like and follow us on Facebook. You can watch us there too. Brian is saying there's a ton more info in that link I sent you. Yeah, Brian, I just didn't want to give out like address and stuff because I don't know if that's the person, so I don't want to start getting into too specifics. For all I know, there's another Dr. Henry Bello in Bronx, and it's not this guy, or maybe it's not Henry Bello at all. So I don't want to give out too much information that I find about personal information I found out about people. But if there's something particular you want me to see, give me a shout on Twitter. Thank you, Brian. Okay, so no more information yet from Reddit live stream. Now, here's another thing. We're hearing, this is another report. I've seen it from multiple sources are reporting. Woman's body found next to shooter. And as I said before, that makes me wonder, could this be somehow involved domestic violence? Now, there could have been a woman doctor. There could have been a woman innocent bystander. We don't know. So we don't know this, but it's worth considering. There's the disgruntled employee, there's the workplace, there's the domestic violence. There could be a combination of these things. Looking for some more updates here. I have a little video I'm going to play you right now. Hold on one sec. I'll play this video. So this is a video. Oops, let me pause it. Where Breaking 911 says in this video, the person says, "I saw blood on the floor." Bronx hospital employee says after shooting, "I saw a doctor with blood on his hands." So let me play this for you. Let me see if I can make this work.
I didn't hear any gunshots, but I didn't hear any gunshots, but I saw blood on the floor. I saw a doctor with blood on his hands, and that's it. I didn't hear any gunshots.
What was the mood among everyone there?
The mood, like, it was scared. People were crying. People were like all nervous. Like, I was just trying to keep people calm. You know, the police was trying to keep people calm. But in my 5 years working here, I've never seen this.
Did you know this doctor personally?
I didn't know him personally. I've heard of him, but I'd never worked with him.
So that was somebody who worked at the hospital reporting what they saw. They said they said they didn't hear any shots. Some updates here from Reddit Live. Shooting began a little before 3 p.m. Eastern. Suspect, former Dr. Henry Michael Bello. That's Bellow. We saw a Belloo before. I'm not sure about the spelling. Conceals his weapon in a white lab coat. Bello, with a W, was recently fired. Reports by NYPD indicate he was disgruntled. Reported 1 killed, 4 to 6 wounded by shot, but 5 officially reported injuries and other injuries from those trying to escape. So we'll stay on a while for a little longer here and try to get some more information about this for you. Feel free to give me a shout at Lookner on Twitter if you find any more information. Sean Slauson writes, and we are out here in South Dakota of the Black Hills, and we always broadcast your feed on our radio station at rapidfire.caster.fm. We appreciate all that you do. Rapid Fire Radio's DJ Reb Ryder and Frankie Slauson. Thank you so much for writing in. Thanks for sharing our stream. Just checking if there's any more information here on this story. Ryan says the fact that he went to the 16th floor and just 5 people got shot has to be proof he targeted specific people. So I don't know all the details, Ryan. Could be. I'm not sure. Thanks for your input on this. NYPD advisory, due to the large emergency presence in the area of Bronx Lebanon Hospital, avoid the area near 1650 Grand Concourse. Sally Telford says, we have what's called a Second Amendment that allows you to travel across the country. You have a right to defend yourself. Unarmed is irresponsible. That's a comment from Sally Telford. Okay, so I think in a couple minutes we're going to wrap the stream up because it looks like a lot of the information, well, I'm sure there'll be more information, but in terms of coming to you, getting you information soon, we're trying to get you just, it doesn't look like it's slowed to a trickle. So here's a summary of what we know. There was a shooting at the Bronx Lebanon Hospital, New York City. The suspect is former Dr. Henry Michael Bello, who was recently let go and reportedly was disgruntled. Reports of 1 killed, 4 to 6 wounded by shots. Also, we heard a report of a woman victim next to the shooter. The shooter reportedly killed himself on the 17th floor. We'd seen that report before. And so that's what we know right now. Reportedly was wearing a lab coat, or a white coat of some sort, maybe his employee coat, concealed a rifle of some sort under that coat. We know that, and that's what we've heard so far. So it's a very unfortunate story. Our thoughts are certainly with everyone hurt in this attack and this shooting. Terrible story, And we hope we don't hear about more victims as the news comes in. And this is, again, Right Side Broadcasting. So for those of you who like having a channel to watch breaking news stuff, we do this kind of coverage all the time. For breaking news coverage, you can follow me on Twitter at Lookner, at Lookner, and follow Right Side at RSB Network. You can subscribe to us on YouTube and click the notifications bell so you can get informed about whenever we go live with a video. We will go live whenever there's breaking news. We've done it at 2 in the morning before too. You can also like and follow us on Facebook, and feel free to share our videos on Facebook too. That always helps us when you share our videos. And as I should thank the moderators for moderating the chat as usual today. Thank you so much. And also thank you to everybody who donated during the broadcast, because as I said before, we are a viewer supported channel. We can't stay on the air. The only reason we're on the air is because viewers donate money and let us stay on the air and bring coverage to you. So if later on you decide, hey, I like that, having that channel up there to cover breaking news, and I'd want to help them stay on the air, the place to do that is rsbn.tv/donate, rsbn.tv/donate. So let me do another one quick check here. I think that's well, this is a new piece of news. Hold on, we have some a little new news before we go off here. The Terror Events is reporting. Terror Events is saying this. That's according to Terror Events. That's Henry Michael Bello. They're saying this, and also Terror Events is saying, or did they take down that tweet? Breaking 911. Somebody from WPIX has reported this, and Breaking 911 is also reporting it. Henry Bello had previous arrests, one for sexual abuse. So that piece of news just came in. Okay. Let's just show a little this. They're not giving a press conference yet. Sorry. It looks like they're getting ready to do it at some point, but they're not. The mayor's not there yet or anything. Okay. I think. All right. We're gonna go off the air right now, and thank you for joining us on this stream for this breaking news coverage. And before we go off, we can see an image from the scene. But anyways, thank you for joining us for this breaking news coverage. And if there's more breaking news later today or whenever, we will come on the air and give it to you. But for now, this is Right Side Broadcasting. I am Steve Lookner, and I will see you very soon. Next time there's breaking news, I will see you. And have a good rest of your day. And again, our thoughts and our prayers to everybody hurt in this incident, terrible incident. And we're thinking about all those people in New York City right now. Thanks for joining us. Have a good rest of your day.